Chelsea's place in the round of 16 at the Club World Cup has been secured after the 3-0 victory against Tunis, which happened almost 24 hours ago now. I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't stay up for the game. I would have, but had school in the morning, and the 2 a.m. kickoff is crazy. But we got the job done in Philadelphia. I checked the score as soon as I got up. I saw that Liam Delap scored. I got gassed. I saw the goal. It was a great bit of footwork. The finish was questionable, but the keeper was even more. So we take it. We do. Tyreek George getting on the score sheet, toasting with a good performance. And that's us in the round of 16. See, there was a bit of, maybe a moment of doubt after we lost to Flamengo. But I think deep down we all knew we would get the job done when we really had to. And look, now it seems as though losing to Flamengo may have been a bit of a blessing in disguise. We are now on the more favourable side of the draw. We played Benfica in the round of 16 because they finished above Bayern, because they beat Bayern. We were expecting to have to play Bayern, and that would have been a very tough fixture, but we actually played Benfica. And then if we advance to the quarterfinals, we will be playing one of Botafogo or Palmeiras, so one of the Brazilian teams. Palmeiras, obviously Esteval's team. It'll be very interesting to see Esteval play against us, because then we'll get a real, picture of how he plays against Premier League side, even though, he's going to be playing for us next year. So it's a bit of a weird one, but it would be interesting to see. But look, Benfica's not going to be an easy game at all. Let me first talk a bit about the performance. Obviously, I didn't watch it, so I can't give you in-depth detail about everyone. I heard Andre Santos came on, he got minutes. He got his assist, obviously, for the Tyreek George goal in the 97th minute. And, of course, he won the penalty with his shot, which was, handball from the defender, but then VAR. It's a bit of a weird one. Then VAR came in and then said, no handball. And then because it's not a handball, it's also not a corner. Bit of a weird one, but good to see Andre Santos get minutes. Good to see Sarr make his debut as well. Esugo gets more minutes. Delap gets his first goal. Enzo Fernandez with 2 assists. A lot of positives to take from this game. But the most important one is getting the job done and going through to the round of 16, which earns us an extra £5.8 million purely for making the round of 16. So there's also financial incentive other than just, bragging rights and trying to do the best we can in the tournament. So what to expect against Benfica? Look, obviously I said it's the more favourable side. I would have taken Benfica over Bayern any day. I'm sure most people would. But look, Benfica did beat Bayern and did top the group with Bayern in it. So I know that's not how football works. You can't just say that because one team beats another, that means they're also going to beat another. Or, we know that football doesn't work like that at all. But it does show that Benfica will be a tough side and maybe tougher than we are giving them credit for. I mean, look, Bayern will probably feel like they deserve something out of that game against Benfica. They certainly did. Sane missed so many chances. They had the majority of the ball that game. And to be fair, they didn't really create that much other than the Sane chances and a couple others. But look, they obviously are a fierce side and they are going to be tough to face in any round. But Benfica as well, give them credit. They are not an easy side to beat, clearly. And they are happy to not have much of the ball and sort of hit you on the counter or sort of just catch you when you're not really, 100%, when you're not concentrating. Any lapse in concentration, that's it, they can punish you. And that's kind of what happened against Flamengo. So we can't be risking any lacking, awareness in the game against them in the round of 16. Because ideally we make it to the quarterfinals, which we make another £10 million if we do. So that will be another huge bonus for the club. And then if we beat the Brazilian sides, who, let's be honest, guys, we should, that's another £16 million for the semi-finals. And as it's looking right now, obviously the other side of the bracket hasn't been decided who we'd play in the semi-final. But I think, as it stands, I think the biggest clubs that are in the other side of the brackets, European clubs, are Juventus and Inter Milan. So it would probably be one of those two as things stand in the semi-finals. But obviously, as we've seen with this tournament so far, you never know with the underdog sides, with the South American sides. They can provide upsets, so you never know. But right now, I'm taking it as a sort of game-by-game sort of thing. Just one more game. Because there's no point looking at playing the semi-final already when we start to play two teams who have proven to deserve to be in the same place that we're in now. So, enough of that. Now, who are we going to play against Benfica? That's a big question because we've been rotating a lot during the groups. Do we want to go full strength against Benfica? Do we want to rotate a little bit more Do you want to experiment with new tactics and formations like Maresca's been doing so far? And honestly, I don't know. I think ideally we'd go into it full strength and want to just get the job done. Ideally, we also see Andre Santos minutes. I'm not saying he starts, but I would like to see him get some more minutes off the bench so he can ease into the system more, so he can get comfortable playing with his teammates. Same goes for Isugo. Liam Delap obviously starts. Jackson stays suspended for one more game. He'll be back for the quarterfinal if we make it. But Liam Delap has proven that he deserves a starting role for the rest of this tournament for me. And look, there was obviously this whole funny thing about, oh, how's Liam Delap going to handle the heat in Philadelphia? The heat wave, how's he going to do it? Bro, the lad from Manchester, wherever he's from, bro, he took it like he's been playing in the favelas for the last 15 years. He looks like he's been growing up in Rio de Janeiro. He was not phased at all. He got his goal, which was brilliant. And that's the thing, the difference between a player like Delap and a player like Jackson. Delap gets this ball from Enzo, which is a good ball from Enzo, but it's not the easiest position to then, create a chance from. He really needs to, use his strengths there. And he does. The way he just barges the defender out the way using his strength and then his footwork to get past the other defenders and just go clear through on goal. And then the finish leaves the keeper flat-footed. And if it goes in, it goes in. So Delap, for me, has proven that he is Chelsea-worthy, at least at the Club World Cup. And for me, he's our starting striker for the rest of the tournament. And for the rest of the positions, Tosin obviously grabs a Man of the Match award. He's been very solid these last few games. I would probably start him as well against Benfica. Enzo, for me, has to start. Caicedo has to start. Enzo, of course, is old club Benfica. The first time he plays his old club, I don't think we played. Yeah, no, we haven't played them since. So this will be the first time that Enzo plays against his old teammates again. So it'll be interesting to see if he has a bit of extra fire in him to, really, score against. I don't know if there's any animosity between Enzo and Benfica. I don't think there is, but it'll be cool to see him score against them just purely for the hassle they gave us when we were trying to sign him, Rui Costa and all this stuff that was getting in the way of the signing. But yeah, we can't underestimate Benfica either. That's kind of my overall point as well. We can be confident that we're going to win, but also say, look, if we win, it's because we're Chelsea, because we deserved it, because we played better than them, not because they were a bad team. So, yeah, and this is the thing for me as well. A lot of people are saying now, they're getting really excited because they've seen the bracket. They're like, oh, can we win it now? Can we win it? Or can we at least get to the final or semi-final? And once you get to the semi-finals, only 2 games. You never know what can happen. And I mean, tournaments, for me, Chelsea, if you're a Chelsea fan, you should expect to win every tournament you're in, or at least try to win. This is why I hate when managers come out, I'm not necessarily naming any manager here, but when managers come out and say, the objective's not to win this, it's not to win that, it's to do this and do that. I'm sorry, I don't want to hear that, because even if you don't win the trophies, I don't mind it, as long as you do other things well and you reach objectives. I do get that. You can't win everything, but you have to try. You have to want to win them, or at least show you want to win them. You have to come out, and say, look, this is a tournament. It may be pre-season. Our players may be tired. We might have to rotate a lot, but we still want to win this tournament, and we're going to show that attitude. That's why the thing that annoyed me most about the reaction to when we lost to Flamengo wasn't the people being negative and saying we played really bad, criticizing the players, criticizing Maresca. It was actually the people that were undermining the tournament and just making it out to be a pre-season friendly. This is the first ever Club World Cup. It's only going to be every 4 years, I believe. And we're potentially not going to qualify for the next one. So this potentially is our last chance in a long time to put, a stamp on the Club World Cup. And we want to win it, guys. Come on, we're Chelsea Football Club. And I was seeing people calling it a pre-season friendly tournament, or just a bunch of friendlies, a glorified pre-season tournament, a glorified Audi Cup. Come on, guys, a glorified Audi Cup. Boys and girls, are we not seeing how seriously the, teams are taking this tournament? Not even just South America teams, European teams are taking this seriously as well. But I think the reason why we're seeing South American teams overachieve and we're seeing upsets is because of this attitude, this sort of, our narcissism that we have in Europe, where we think we are, the best. And we might be. But we let our guard down in situations like these where we underestimate the opponent because maybe we don't play them week in, week out. And we just have this vision that Brazilian football is a farmers league, or Argentinian football, or, just South American football as a whole, and Asian football and North American football. And you get Inter Miami beating Porto. You get Flamengo smashing Chelsea. You get Al Hilal drawing to Real Madrid, just to name a few. And bang, all of a sudden, the South American teams are above many of these European teams. And then that's when the European teams start to, get their guard up again. So that to me has been one of the most interesting things to see about this tournament. People, undermining it. Lads, this is a tournament. We are Chelsea Football Club. We are the only club to have won every tournament. So why does this tournament deserve less respect? We were arguing with rival fans when they were mocking our Conference League win. We were saying, oh, but we're in it, so we should win it. People expected us to win it, and we weren't. So you can't really mock it. This is the same here. We're in it, so we want to win it. We're in it, so we want to win it. And yeah, overall, that's all I have to say. I mean, can we win it? I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I don't think we're the favourites. I don't think we've shown so far that we are one of the better teams or one of the best teams here. But look, I'm a Chelsea fan, and I watch this team week in, week out. I know that we can win against big teams. I know that we can perform to the biggest stages. I know that we can go toe to toe with the biggest teams. So this should be no different. And this is also obviously a great sort of warm up. Not saying it's anything less of a tournament, but it's also a warm up to the Champions League next season, when we will be playing high quality European teams every other week again. So this tournament is very important for many reasons. So we should treat it with respect. We should want to win it. We should give it our best. And on to Benfica on Saturday. That one is at 9 p.m. So it's a much more watchable time in the UK. So I'll most likely make a match reaction to that. Hopefully we win that. I'll probably see you before that as well, with a few more videos tomorrow and day after that, covering maybe some more news. There's not really been much transfer news recently. We've had some big news outside of Chelsea. Arsenal are looking to sell Partey potentially and bring in Norgard. They've signed Kepa from Chelsea for 5 million. Lyon have been relegated. That's an interesting one, because Malik Fofana is a player who we've been looking at. We have to take this opportunity now, if you really want him, to snatch him up cheap, because people know how Chelsea are. They know we like to sign a lot. So they inflate the prices because of that. But now they don't really have a choice, Leon. They're down. They're going to need the money. So that's an interesting, thing to keep your eye on. And apart from that, no developments on Gittins. So I think right now, focus on the Club World Cup. All this transfer stuff, the people who deal with it will deal with it. We as fans focus on the pitch. And we'll get to more of this transfer talk after the tournament finishes. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you a lot later. Let's beat Benfica. Come on.